Hello and welcome to Let's Play Project Zomboid, episode 28, on Special Agent Mulder's 35th day of survival. Let's head on downstairs, and I believe I need to unload the car from yesterday. First, we're going to have a nice breakfast of some meat, sausage, and egg stew. I'm going to head outside. I'm going to take that cooking pot outside and put it with the others so that it can fill up with the rain. Let's check around the base for Zeds. I don't see any in this area. Check out our crops. We want all the crops to say well watered, and it looks like they do. Check the Jenny. 71% fuel, 74% condition. That is pretty decent. I don't see any zomboids around. This secluded base was a nice choice. Just have to make sure I don't get complacent. I'm going to plant some more crops today. In general, I found it's a good idea to plant a crop about every day or two. You don't want to plant a ton of crops at one time because you'll end up with a harvest of like 200 cabbages. Go ahead and dig 2 new furrows. And today we're going to plant strawberries. Strawberries are unique among the crops because once they fully mature, you pick the berries off of them and then the plant stays and it keeps producing berries. So because of that, they take forever to actually mature. But once they do, they're basically there forever, producing strawberries unless they get diseased or something. All right, both of my strawberries are now well watered. So I'm going to continue to grind mechanics. I'm going to try to do it every day. And I'm trying to get to the point where I'm at mechanics level 2 and electrical level 1 because that will allow me to hotwire any vehicle in the game. And that is really going to unlock the premium vehicle experience. So now let's just relax for a little bit of Zomboid ambiance as I work on cars for a bit. I'm at the Jeep and I just uninstalled and reinstalled the battery and the radio. I'm going to uninstall and reinstall all 4 headlights and taillights. These 6 items the battery, radio, and the 4 headlights and taillights are the only car parts that require 0 mechanic skill to work on. I could be messing with other parts of the car, but I risk damaging the car parts doing that until my skill is high enough. So I just finished the Jeep, and now my skill is at 57 out of 75. Go ahead and do 2 more of the cars. I'm at the 2-door white car, and I just uninstalled and reinstalled the battery and radio. I'm going to work on the headlights and the taillights. Okay, I'm finished with the white car, and now my mechanic skill is 66 out of 75. Let's finish it up with the black Masterson Horizon. Battery and radio. Always be watching your 6 for biters when you're doing this. Almost done. Going to the taillights. Alright, so I've done my mechanics grinding for the day. Now my skill is at, wow, 74.93 out of 75. If I do just one more item, it should level it up to level 1. I'll go ahead and go to the white Masterson Horizon, and we'll do the battery. There it is. Get that battery reinstalled. Okay, I'm finally at mechanics level 1. This is going to allow me to work on different parts of the cars for more XP, and it is one step on the way to being able to hotwire. I think today I'm going to go on a gas station run. So I'm going to grab 4 empty gas cans. Actually, no, let's make it 6. Check inside the house for the oven. I'm always paranoid about leaving the oven on. In the white car, we have this propane tank. I would like to refill my propane torch from the propane tank, and then take the propane torch and the welding mask with me on my adventures so that I can level up some metalworking when I get a chance. And I think the last thing I need is food. I'm gonna take some of the less good canned goods, just so that I can deplete them. Sardines suck. Vegetable soup. Not great. Peas. Yeah, so we're taking a bunch of canned goods with us on this trip. Put the lesser canned goods to use. Alright, let's get on the road. This white car does not start nearly as reliably as the Jeep did. So I'm going to head... should I go down Main Street? I feel like going down Main Street is going to kick up a hornet's nest of biters. Probably should take the neighborhood roads to the gas station instead. I think that sounds smarter. This thing is slow to accelerate too. What we got here? Dispatch a biter. Oop. Took a wrong turn. Back at the cul-de-sac base. I think I'm gonna go and grab a couple things that I forgot from last time. Back inside the cul-de-sac base, it is dark and abandoned. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this bottle of bleach very carefully. Make sure that I select grab and not drink. And while it's in my inventory, I will need to be extremely careful not to double click it, because this game is janky. There's that patch of cabbages that I planted that the zombies trampled on. I just dug it up and returned it to normal, purely for aesthetic reasons. And I just grabbed the propane tank that I had at the cul-de-sac base. The propane tank I'll put in the rear right seat. Now we're ready to continue on. But first, I would like to remove the P on the map here so that I'm not double counting the amount of propanes that are on the map. As I've discussed previously, the zombie population peaks at day 30, which we are now past. So after day 30, they no longer grow, but any biters that spawned in between day 0 and day 30 obviously are still in the world. I don't think they despawn or anything. So, long story short, there's going to be a lot of biters just everywhere in Riverside until they are all delivered to the promised land, as they say. Alright, so I'm at the gas station. before I start messing around with gas, I need to make sure this entire area is completely safe and clear of walkers. Got a couple of them over here by the car wash. We got a biter here wearing black and white camo shorts, a blue sweatshirt, and with bright green hair and beard. Yeah, it kind of looks like the Joker from that bad Joker movie where what's the actor's name? The guy who sings in 30 Seconds to Mars, where he played the Joker. Brain is collapsing in on itself. I can't remember the actor's name. Jared Leto, that's right. Yeah, so there's that Joker movie where Jared Leto played the Joker. And that Joker looked a lot like that zombie. The more you know. Any biters inside of the car wash? No, but there are some on the other side of it. Looks like we got about 4 of them on the other side of the gas pumps too that we'll have to play with, tangle with. Shovel is turning out to be a lot more durable than I was expecting. Kind of thought it would break after a small number of swings. I'm going to go ahead and turn the generator on. I must have disconnected it last time. I don't remember doing that. Oh, it's out of fuel. Oh. Oh, okay. That's not smart. The last time I was here, I had the gas station generator running and I forgot to turn it off. So it ran out of fuel. Now I've got to siphon some out of the car to put in the gas station generator so that it can provide that sweet, sweet electricity. It's kind of funny, like you need gas to run the generator to get more gas. Kind of a chicken and egg sort of situation. Shovel is actually a pretty sweet weapon. I think I'm going to start using shovels more often. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to siphon a little bit of gas out of the white car. Just enough to get the generator running. Just enough to get the generator running, and then we can use the generator to get even more gas. Fueled up, turn on. Cool, now the generator is running. Now I need to extremely carefully doing a run around here just to make sure there's not biters. I need to extremely carefully start filling up my gas cans and the car. So we'll fill the first gas can here. Okay, we got one fully filled. Take it to the white car. Fill another one. Check the generator here. It's at 30% fuel, so it'll run for quite a while. You might be wondering if the gas stations have infinite fuel, or if the gas stations can eventually run out of fuel. The answer is the gas stations can run out of fuel, but they have a huge amount in them. I think it's pretty much agreed that it's completely impractical to ever actually deplete a gas station during a playthrough. Open up some sardines. Fire those salty, gross fish down. Yummy. Fill up gas can number 4. Two more to go. Take a jog around, check for Zeds real fast. Alright, that's the 5th gas can. Gas can number 6, I'm going to fill up and then use it to fill the gas can, or rather, I'm going to use it to fill the gas station generator so that next time I come here, the Jenny will be completely full of fuel. Turn it off first. Add the fuel. Now the Jenny is at 100% fuel. I'll fill up this gas can. But yeah, gas stations have enough fuel in them to fill like hundreds upon thousands of gas cans. So practically speaking, there's enough gas here for eternity, basically. Okay, I got all my gas cans filled. Now I'm going to fill the white car itself. To do this, I need to, I think, have the driver's side close enough to the gas pump. This is very tricky with asymmetric graphics. Do a double check for Zeds. Right click on the car, refuel it from the gas pump. I think I might be too close to the pump. Yeah. this game. And unfortunately I parked too close to the gas pump, meaning that my guy can't actually walk in between the car and the pump to actually pump the gas. Try this again. Refuel from gas pump. Now Mulder is going to work on the gas here, and he's got his back turned, which makes me real nervous, but that's why you check for Zeds first before you do this. Now this time I'm going to remember to turn off the generator. And I'm going to hop in my fully fueled up white car. Which is bad at starting. And I'm going to do a little looting. There's a little neighborhood here. Also on a cul-de-sac. Go ahead and dispatch some undead. Finally broke the shovel. Drop it on the ground temporarily. We'll fight with the nightstick in the meantime. That biter's got a hiking backpack on, it looks like. Leather gloves. Take those. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna check out this house first. It has a what looks like a pretty beat up purple utility van. But whenever I see utility vans, my ears perk up, because they are some of the best vehicles in the game. Can haul a lot of stuff. No key in the ignition. Anything good in the trunk? Nope. On the off chance that this utility van is in good condition, let's go ahead and check. Engine quality is 55, and the engine itself is in good condition. That's not terrible. I mean, engine condition 55, or engine quality 55 is pretty mid. But, sorry, words. Engine quality 55 is pretty mid, but the engine being in good condition kind of makes up for it. I'm inside of a tiny little house here. Go and do some bed disassembly real quick. As far as carpentry, we're getting closer and closer to that carpentry level 4, and that is going to let me build rain barrels, which is a pivotal development in the tech tree of this game, so to speak. Basically, when you get rain barrels, you now have more or less infinite water at your base, once you've let the rain fill them all up. I have enough wood and garbage bags to build like at least 10, and having 10 rain barrels means I will have more or less infinite water at the base. everything in that fridge was rotten. We got some mid-tier canned goods here. Since I'm already hungry, I'm just gonna eat this canned corn. Otherwise, it's gonna just get left behind and sit in this base, never sit in this house, never to be seen again. Oh, interesting. In the mailbox, I found the Hunter Magazine Volume 2, which I have not read yet. Go ahead and grab that. It's getting kind of dark, so I need to be careful. Front door of this house is locked. Let's try the window. Window opens without an alarm. That's good. Hop inside. I need to be extremely cautious about Zeds being around. Disassemble another bed. I'm in the bathroom now. Nothing particularly great as far as loot in the bathroom. Check out these bookcases. Oh, nothing good. Hall closet. It's got a cardboard box. Interesting, with a hiking bag in it. The hiking bag does have worse stats than my current bag, so I won't be taking the hiking bag. However, early in the game, the hiking bag would have been a pretty decent find. In the kitchen, I've got some dry white beans, but I'm getting to the point where I have so much dry bean type stuff at the base that I don't need to be hoarding any more of it for now. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and cut apart this oven and this fridge to see how much EXP that gives us. So I need to put on the welder mask and grab the propane torch, and now I can disassemble the modern oven. Our current metalworking is 22.5. Let's see what this gives us. Give us 2.5 EXP, which is not that great. It also drops some items. Scrap electronics, that's useless, but metal sheet, that's a pretty decent metal item. I'm going to take that with me. We'll go ahead and do the fridge. I need to carefully transfer all of the rotten food out of it without accidentally clicking on any of it to eat it. Now we'll disassemble the fridge. My starting metalworking is, looks like 25. Didn't get any useful drops. It did give me 3.75 XP, which is not bad. Still looks like, wow, it's dark. Still looks like tubs are the way to go to level metalworking. Ooh, alright, there's some walkers, shamblers at the end of the drive there. Go ahead and take a little detour to avoid them. Before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and mark off on the map where I just was. Cleared that house and that house, and this one has a van that I might want to take. I'm going to carefully drive home through the neighborhood. The objective is to not run into any biters. That might be challenging. I hit a mailbox. Ugh. Passing the school now. I think they need to redo the lighting system in this game. Well, to be fair, they did redo the lighting system in Build 42, supposedly, but I haven't played that, so I can't really judge it. But in Build 41, which I'm playing now, it stays light enough to easily see until like 10:30 at night. In Kentucky, you know, mid-northern latitude, even in the summer, the sun is going to go down at like 8:30 at night, and it's going to be pretty much too dark to see anything by about 9 p.m. 9:30, possibly, like near the solstice. I don't know. Point is, I think it should get dim around like 7 or 7:30, and then start to get really dark around 8:39. But like I said, I think they fixed that in Build 42. I've heard that game is a lot darker at nighttime. Alright, we're almost at the pull-off for the cabin. Pulling up to the cabin. It's nice and friendly and bright. I always like to back the car up so that I can leave easily. The gas cans I'm just going to leave in there. I need to quickly look around and see if there's biters. They're going to come beating on the door in the middle of the night. I don't see any. This is what I get for staying out really late. I have to do this base walk around in the pitch dark. I think I'm good. Yeah, it's getting pretty late. I think I'm gonna head on to bed. Do some stuff in the morning. vegetable soup. Alright, it's 2 a.m. Let's drift off. Mulder sleeps until 7:20 a.m. Now that I have sweet, sweet daylight, I'm going to head downstairs and unload the car. Check around the base for biters, of course. Not seeing any. Alright. I'm going to head to the living room and stash my strawberry seeds. And I'm going to plant some potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. I need a shovel or something to dig the furrows with. There's actually a shovel in the back seat of the white car, so I'm going to just grab that. I realized that I left my shovel at the little neighborhood near the gas station. So I think I'm going to pick that up later and put it in the broken weapon graveyard. Alright, so I'm going to plant some potatoes. And I'm going to water them up. I'm going to place the watering can back down on the ground so that it can fill up in the rain. So I've been carrying around this bleach. I'm going to very carefully place the bleach on the dining room table so that it's not in my inventory anymore. It being in the inventory makes me majorly nervous. Put the welding torch and the welder mask down outside on the porch. Storing some items. Potato seeds need to go back in the cabinet. The Hunter magazine. I'm going to keep that in my inventory so that I remember to read it. Alright, what do I need to do? I need to do a little cooking. I'm going to grab a cooking pot full of water to make stew with. Then I'm going to go inside and we're going to make some more stale meat stew. Okay, so I'm going to grab 2 stale ham slices and 2 stale salami slices. I'm also going to grab a carton of eggs. cook the eggs. The ham slices and the salami slices I will have to thaw out in the oven before I can add them to any recipes. While that's going, I'm going to place my metal sheet on the metalworking porch. Be careful because I don't want those eggs to burn. Alright, so I've got some fresh cooked eggs. I got a pot of water, rainwater, that is not sterile, but it'll become sterilized once I cook it up. I'm gonna add my salami and ham slices. Go ahead and throw an egg in there too. And I'm going to open up the peas. And we'll have some ham, salami, egg, and pea stew. I can't quite decide if that sounds tasty or not. I should probably err on the side of saying it tastes gross. Add a little bit of butter and vegetable oil for calories. Then we're going to cook up the stew. While that's going, I'm going to go ahead and read my Hunter magazine. Open up a drink in real life while that's going. Mmm. And the Hunter magazine is red. Go ahead and stash it on the magazine shelf. Something I've been meaning to do is pick up this broken glass in the living room. If you recall, I originally broke into this cabin by smashing this window. So I'm going to put on my leather gloves if I don't want to cut my hands, and I'm going to pick up the glass. Now I have broken glass in my inventory. I don't know why the game designers made it so that the broken glass would be an item in your inventory. Maybe you can use it as decoration for some like apocalypse chic, you know, spread broken glass everywhere just for atmosphere or whatever. Other than that, it doesn't serve any purpose whatsoever. Stew's almost finished. Alright, it's done, and I'm going to eat half of it. So even if you make stew with absolutely terrible ingredients like stale ham and other nasty stuff, it will still provide excellent stats. So eating that half of a pot of stew, it had like -25 happiness, which is as much unhappiness as eating like several chocolate bars. Let me see if I can stash the broken glass on the zombie. I can. So, as as it turns out, disposal via zombie corpse does work for broken glass. Alright, need to unload this white car. I'm going to start putting my full gas cans over here by the generator, because that makes the most sense to me. I don't have to worry about the gas cans catching on fire or anything like that, luckily. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a game mechanic. Kind of sounds like something that would be in this game, but to the best of my knowledge, you cannot set gas cans on fire. Even if you were to put them on top of an actual like campfire, I don't think it does anything. I just noticed for the first time playing this game that if you really sit and listen to the sound effects, you can hear the sound of the rain pitter-pattering on the cars and on the ground. It's actually a really good sound effect. Alright, I'm not going to do any car mechanic shit today. I'm just going to go on a short adventure. I'm not going to head towards the town. I'm going to head out to the countryside where those two trailers were that we did a couple days ago. I am going to remember to take my metalworking gear with me. Oh, one last thing. I have a propane tank in the white car that I found at my old base. So I'm going to just place that tank next to the other propane tank. Create a nice little flammable propane tank farm over here. Similar to the gas cans, I don't think it actually does anything. Hop in the white car. That's interesting. So take a look at the gas gauge. I filled this car up just yesterday, like less than 12 hours ago, or maybe about 14 hours ago or something, and the gas gauge is already down to 7/8 of a tank. Haven't driven that far. So I think the reason for this is the poor condition of the gas tank of this car. If your gas tank is in poor condition, the gas will slowly leak out of it. So that gives you an incentive to select a car that has a full condition gas tank. You can also install big gas tanks in your car for way more fuel capacity. Needless to say, that requires like a very high mechanic skill to pull that off. I think it requires like mechanics 5 or 6. Oh boy. Oh boy. I just ran over a zombie. Did not intend to do that. Should be avoided if possible. Alright, so I'm going to check out this little rural neighborhood over here. Pull up the map in a second and see where we are exactly. Okay, there's a fair suite of biters waiting for us. I'm gonna send these chompers to meet St. Peter real quick. Broke my other shovel. It's okay, I have a baseball bat in my backpack. Batter up. The baseball bat broke on the first swing. Ooh boy. What other makeshift weapons do I have on me? A garden hoe. Insert hoe joke here, I guess. I'm not clever enough to make up one on the spot. Damn, this thing does a lot of damage. It's gonna break quickly, though. Imagine how undignified it would be to turn into a zombie during the zombie apocalypse, and then you eventually get killed by a survivor wielding a hoe, of all things. Like, nothing cool like a chainsaw or a machine gun or anything like that. It's a hoe. That's what finally sends you to the permanent afterlife, is an FBI agent named Fox Mulder wielding a hoe. It's amazing. Alright, so I've been a little bit cavalier with my weapons. My main two-handed weapon was a shovel that was in terrible condition, and then as a backup I had a baseball bat that was in terrible condition. And now I'm roaming the wastes with a hoe. At least the hoe is in okay condition, but it doesn't have a lot of durability, so wouldn't be surprised if it broke by the time this day is over. Oh. That's why I gotta be careful. You miss your swing and then all of a sudden there's a zombie in your face. Alright. Now can we finally do some exploring? Check out the shed first. Is there a biter in the shed? You serious? Can't tell if there is. I'm gonna just put a pin in that. Come back to that shed. Oh my goodness gracious. Before I flee the scene of the crime, I'm just gonna see how many zombies start heading towards this house alarm. Yeah, it's a lot. At least from that direction. Yeah, I need to get the hell out of here. Does it make sense that the house alarm still works after the power's been out for 2 weeks? No. No, it doesn't make any sense at all. Maybe the house alarm is on a battery or something. I can see the little panel, the little alarm panel that you put your code in. I can see that being on like a 9-volt battery, but the actual system that makes the loud noise, that requires electricity, like mains electricity to work. I don't know. This game is janky sometimes. Alright, so I just drove down the street a little bit to loot a different house. It'd be funny if this one had an alarm too. Come on. There we go. No alarm. No, I want to climb through. I don't want to shut it. I need to be real careful, like always. Okay, through this door I think is the master bedroom. No biters so far. Go ahead and disassemble this double bed. Pick up the nails like usual. Oh, okay. Good old boy coming to visit. Are there any more out here that are gonna wander in? I don't think so. Got a bathtub. Oh, and the sink has beta blockers. So before I completely destroy this tub, I'm going to put on my welder mask, of course. I drank from the tub to replenish my thirst, and I also refilled my water bottle. Now it's time to disassemble. Should take my metalworking from 28.75 up to 33.75. Placing us within striking distance of being halfway to metalworking level 1. Woohoo! Yep. Got my 5 EXP out of that tub. Check out the kitchen. Just utensils so far. In the fridge we have rotten shit, and in the freezer we have rotten shit. Probably smells incredibly bad. One more bedroom with a double bed. Pick up the nails. Alright, so that does it for the inside of this farmhouse. The said before that I needed to check the map, so I'm going to do that shortly. Got a little outbuilding here. Tried to open the window and the mechanism broke, so we'll go ahead and smash it. Climb through. Some wooden crates. Alright, well, there was nothing useful in this outbuilding. Just gonna head back to the car real quick. Alright, let's look at the map. So, my base is here. I drove this country road, and I tried to go in this house. This is where I was when the shovel broke and then the baseball bat broke on the first swing. And then I killed a bunch of zombies with a hoe. So now this is Hoe House. And I just looted this little farmhouse and this little outbuilding. What the f... Oh my god. That right there is why you always need to be in a safe place or inside your car with all the doors closed, etc. When you look at the map, because zomboids will sneak up. And I was just back there when the zombie was pounding on the window. I was in a press one key to end your playthrough situation. So in this game, to switch car seats, to switch the seat that you're sitting in the car, you press Z, and then it brings up the little layout menu of the car, and you can switch from the driver's seat to the passenger seat. You have to be in the passenger seat to exit via the passenger seat door. So I did that by pressing Z. If I had forgotten to press the right key, I would have pressed E. E tells you to immediately exit the vehicle, and I would have exited the vehicle directly into the welcoming, quote-unquote, arms and jaws of a biter, most likely ending my playthrough. I have accidentally ended playthroughs that way. It's happened at least once to me. I mean to press Z to switch seats because there's a biter, and then I press E by accident, and I immediately get out of the car. It's almost like I would almost consider that like a bug or poor game design or something, because in real life there is no way in hell that you would just accidentally get out of your car if there was a zombie right there. But whatever. Agent Mulder is still alive and kicking. Alright. I'm gonna clear this house before I start looting it. Alright. Good to go. We got some maple syrup, marmalade, and a granola bar. Those are all decent. I'll take those. Some canned goods, none of which are good enough to take with me. I will take the tomato paste. And then we got a fridge with a rotten pork chop and a bunch of rotten frozen food. In the living room, we have a bookcase with nothing good in it. We've got a cabinet There's a full condition hammer. Yeah, I'll take it for the hammer collection. We've got a hall closet. What's in the hall closet? Nothing particularly good. Got a spare bedroom with some electronics type gear. Electronics Magazine 1, I haven't read that one yet. Disassemble the TV remote. Sometimes when you disassemble electronics, you get more than scrap electronics. Like, when I just did that TV remote, I got a receiver. And I think the purpose of that, the purpose of the receiver is you use it to build some of the electronics crafting stuff that I've never done in this game. Like, you can use electronics skill to build remote controls and detonators, and like you can make booby traps and stuff. I've never done it because it sounds ridiculously impractical, but probably some player out there who's an aficionado of that. Go ahead and disassemble this bathtub. Got 5 metalworking EXP. Alright, so I think I just decided that I'm going to explore a little bit more and probably spend the night out on the road. Should I do that, or is that a dumb idea? Actually, now that I mention it, I think it might be a dumb idea. Oh cool, I found a leak. Alright, I was thinking that I could explore down this road a little bit, but my memory banks are telling me that there is nothing down here for a long way. Screw it, let's just go a little bit. We'll go a short ways down this road. This game gets really boring if you don't do cool shit like explore. Continue down this road until it gets, like, actually dark. Passing the usual cavalcade of biters that are milling around in the fields for no reason. Little side road. I think it probably just leads to farms and shit. Take a quick look. Yeah, I might as well stay the night in one of these houses. I think that's better than trying to drive home in the dark. Oh! Okay. Well, good news and bad news. The bad news is that there's a biter in this shed. Or there was a biter in the shed. The good news is there is a generator in that shed. Why do I care that there's a generator in that shed when I already have one at my base and at the gas station? Well, good question. Now that I found a third generator, I can take it with me to another town and set up a little outpost. So for example, next time I go to Phallus Lake, I can set the generator up in Phallus Lake and have a little outpost or home away from home in Phallus Lake. Most likely what I would do in that situation is I would set up the generator at the gas station in Rosewood or Phallus Lake or wherever, and that would be like a little refueling station that I could go to anytime, and that would make my road trips a lot safer, knowing that I can have a refueling area somewhere else on the map. So I just remove the propane tank from the grill out here. I'm going to put it in the trunk of the white car. Actually, I didn't put the propane tank in my inventory. I just set it on the ground somehow. Oh, okay. All right. Biter decided to intercept me while I was carrying the propane tank. It is getting really dark, so I need to be careful. I still have to clear this house out too. Try to avoid breaking windows if at all possible, because if a window is broken, then a biter can crawl through it in the night. Okay. So I'm in a living room here with a corpse on the floor surrounded by empty booze bottles. Yep, looks like he decided to drink himself to death during the apocalypse. Can't necessarily say that that's a terrible idea. And it is so dark that I don't feel safe exploring this house. Oops. Close the curtains. So I went to one of the bedrooms. And I'm just going to sit down on the ground here and just kind of chill out and listen for the sounds of biters shuffling around. I don't think there are any in the house. If there were, they would have heard me and started pounding on a door somewhere. That's where I am on the map. Did I really spell hoe? Did I really spell the hoe in hoe house like that? I'm embarrassed by that. I know how to properly spell. A garden hoe is spelled like that with an E. There we go, now that's fixed. Okay. Look at the relatively tiny amount of the map that I've explored when you zoom out compared to the rest of the map. Yeah, it's like pitch black now. I don't hear any biters, so I'm gonna just go to sleep. Mulder wakes up at 4:20. I am going to end the video in a couple of minutes, but first I would like to wait until it gets light enough that I can explore this house and make sure there are not biters in this house. That is the smart thing to do, if I don't say so myself. It's like, what do you do? What do you do if you're in a zombie apocalypse? You've spent the night in an unfamiliar farmhouse. It's pitch black. There's no power. You wake up sometime in the morning before dawn. You don't know exactly when. You look at your watch and it's like 4:30 a.m. Like, what do you do until the sun comes up? I guess you just sit around and talk about nothing. While we're waiting on the sun to come up, let's look at the map a little bit more. So if I follow this road, from what I remember, it's going to curve to the east and follow the river. The Ohio River here takes a course that kind of looks like this, and then it hooks back up to Louisville. So I think if I follow this road, it eventually turns east and heads this way. And I can't remember if it connects to this road down here or not. I don't know. Probably have to find out next time. I'm going to wait until 5:30, and then I'm going to quickly check out the rest of this house, and that's going to wrap it up. All right, 5:30. It is just barely bright enough to see. Got a bathroom. Got a hall closet. Bedroom with bunk beds. Got the living room with the dead guy. And we got a kitchen. No batters. Alright, I just walked back into the main bedroom. We're going to wrap this video up for now. Peace.